Hi everyone. Um, you know that my channel is about numbers and God speaks to me through numbers. So I was watching the movie The Sum of All Fears, which was actually made in 2002. And I found something very interesting. Um, my gift is a prophetic gift, but God speaks to me through numbers. So I've been writing this book on about numbers, and I noticed that, where we are in time, um, Revelation chapter 13. And so I've been writing this book, and so it's all about numbers and kind of where we are now. And, the book describes Revelation chapter 13, but it actually decodes the things that's going on in our world, the viruses, and I can't go too much into detail, but my brother said, he's like, watch this movie, The Sum of All Fears, and so everything I see is a number. If it's a word, it's a number. So it's like I've taken these numbers, it could be a movie, it could be anything that's in our world, viruses, and I can decode it. So I found this. My brother was telling me to watch this movie, The Sum of All Fears, and so I noticed that the sum of all fears, we know what 13 is. 13 is basically, when we see 13, um, a lot of us look at 13 as just a number, but if you look at Revelation 13, John describes the beast coming out of the sea, which we know is, he talks about the Antichrist, the false prophet, and Satan the dragon. And so there's a superpower, New World Order, that everybody's been talking about this, the cabal, and that's who controls our world, really. It's not really our governments, but it's like the cabal controls our world. So God speaks to me through numbers, and so He's actually given me a gift to decode numbers and to decode 13, and that's what I've done. So looking at the sum of all fears, I noticed there were 13 letters in the sum of all fears, because this is how they do this, and it's incredible because it's exactly what we're seeing now. If you watch this movie, it's about Ukraine and Russia, and Russia striking Ukraine and then striking the U.S. with a nuclear weapon. So I found this very intriguing that it was actually made in 2002, and it was made in May 31st, 2002. And then I noticed that um, it's 13 backwards, 31. It was made in 2002. 2 plus 2 is 4. So you're going to take the 1, 3, and the 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 1 is 13. This is when the movie was actually made and it was released. May 31st is it's 13 backwards. The 2 plus 2 is the 4. 1, 3, 4. We know that 4 times 3 is 12 and 1 is 13. The sum of all fears has 13 letters in it. Ukraine and Russia also have 13 letters in it. There's 13 everywhere. 31 backwards, 13 backwards, May. 2 plus 2 is 4. It's all, look at this. It's incredible. Even 13 letters in Ukraine and Russia. 13 letters in the sum of all fears. This movie was actually, it's predictive programming is what they call it. And so I noticed all this that was going on, and so I've done much more. I've decoded the whole entire thing, but I'll come back later and show you I'll show you what their sum is that they're talking about. There's a hidden code in the sum of all fears. So I'll go back and show you what the sum is. And so I decoded this, and I've decoded so much more, but when I was told to watch this movie, it was incredible that this is exactly what we're doing today. So it's actually, this was like pre-planned, and I can show this through numbers as you're seeing. It's incredible that the movie they made in 2002 predicts what's happening now, and it all has 13 all over it. when it was made, 13 letters in the sum of all fears, Ukraine and Russia 13. It was made May 31st backwards, 3113 backwards, you know, and you're getting 13 in in three different places. Some off years 13, Ukraine and Russia 13, and date is 13, and so there's 13 everywhere. So I can go back and it's really a mystery, but I figured it out why they used sum. Sum is a number. We know it's a number. We know it's the sum. When someone says, what is the sum? We know that's a number. So I figured it out, and I didn't go through and do all. They used the Latin alphabet, so I went and used each letter of the alphabet, like A is 1, 2 is 3. So when I went back and I figured this out, I figured that the sum that they're using is hidden in plain sight, but their sum is actually 13. That's the sum that they were hiding. So they were saying, what is the sum of all your fears? 13. It's the sum of all your fears. So thank you for watching. I haven't been on here in a while, but just wanted to share with you where we are and what you're looking at. 13, Revelation 13. And it's just all in a code, but I'm decoding all their secrets. So thank you for watching. But the sum of all fears, the sum is 13. And they were asking, really, what is the sum? What is the sum of your fears? Which would be 13, the New World Order, Revelation 13, the beast, ordering you to take the mark of the beast. You see your freedoms and liberties be taken away from you now. So the sum of all your fears is Ukraine and Russia, what you've been watching. They've been saying that Russia could possibly send a nuclear weapon. They actually made a movie before this actually occurs. So the sum of your fears would be 13. Thank you guys for watching, and maybe I'll be back on soon with another video. But what I wanted to say quickly is that Matthew chapter 24 speaks of wars, rumors of wars, pestilence, earthquakes, and so that's what we're seeing now. And so we are actually looking at 13, and it's incredible because when I decode this, I know exactly what I'm seeing and where we are in where scriptures, where Jesus talks about what we're seeing right now, and it's incredible because it's like pre-planned. So I just wanted to give you guys that scripture really quickly. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys soon, or talk with you soon. And like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Thank you. Talk to you guys soon.